Sin. The very word carries weight, conjuring images of ancient scriptures and moral pronouncements. But what exactly constitutes a sin? Is it a fixed notion etched in stone or a fluid concept shifting with the sands of time and culture? At its core, sin represents an act that violates a moral principle or religious law. It's a transgression against a code of conduct, a deviation from an established standard of right and wrong. However, the specific actions deemed sinful can vary significantly across different societies, religions, and even individuals. While some sins might be universally condemned, such as murder or theft, others, like premarital sex or consumption of certain foods, might be considered sinful in some cultures but acceptable or even encouraged in others. This inherent subjectivity adds another layer of complexity to the concept of sin, making it a fascinating and often perplexing aspect of the human experience. Why do we sin? What drives us to act in ways we know to be wrong? Psychology offers some intriguing insights into the inner workings of the human mind that might explain our capacity for sin. One compelling theory centers around the concept of cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort we experience when our actions contradict our beliefs. When we hold ourselves to a certain moral standard but then engage in behavior that violates that standard, we experience internal conflict. To alleviate this discomfort, we might rationalize our actions, downplay the severity of our transgression, or even shift our beliefs to align with our behavior. This internal struggle between our better angels and our darker impulses lies at the heart of the psychological understanding of sin. While our internal compass might guide us toward moral conduct, the external pressures and temptations of society can often lead us astray. We are social creatures, influenced by the norms, values, and behaviors of those around us. Peer pressure, societal expectations, and cultural norms can exert a powerful influence on our choices, sometimes leading us to engage in activities we might otherwise avoid. The desire for acceptance, belonging, and status can cloud our judgment and make us more susceptible to temptation. Moreover, societal structures and systems can create environments where sin thrives. Poverty, inequality, and lack of opportunity can push individuals towards desperate measures, blurring the lines between right and wrong. Section 4. Through the prism of faith, religious perspectives on sin. Religion provides a framework for understanding sin that often extends beyond the realm of human psychology and social influence. In many religious traditions, sin is not merely a transgression against human laws or social norms, it is an offense against the divine, a separation from a higher power. The consequences of sin in this context can be eternal, impacting not only our earthly existence, but also our afterlife. This spiritual dimension adds another layer of weight to the concept of sin, imbuing it with a sense of gravity and consequence that transcends the temporal realm. Religions also offer paths to redemption and forgiveness, recognizing that humans are fallible creatures prone to temptation and error. Through repentance, atonement, and divine grace, individuals can seek reconciliation for their sins and restore their relationship with the divine. Section 5. Real-world sins, a glimpse into human fallibility. From the halls of power to the intimacy of our homes, sin manifests in countless ways throughout human history and across cultures. Consider the politician who abuses their power for personal gain, betraying the trust of the people they swore to serve, or the CEO who prioritizes profit over the well-being of their employees and the environment, perpetuating a system of greed and exploitation. On a more personal level, we witness sin in broken promises, hurtful words, and acts of betrayal that shatter relationships and leave emotional scars. The internet, for all its virtues, has also become a breeding ground for new forms of sin, from online harassment and cyberbullying to the spread of misinformation and hate speech. These real-world examples serve as stark reminders of our capacity for both good and evil, highlighting the complex interplay of factors that contribute to sinful behavior. Section 6. The intricate interplay of influences. A holistic view. Understanding why we sin requires a holistic perspective that considers the interplay of psychological, social, and religious influences. Our innate desires and impulses, shaped by our evolutionary past, can make us susceptible to temptation. The pressures and expectations of society can either reinforce our moral compass or lead us astray. And our religious beliefs can provide a framework for understanding the consequences of our actions and seeking redemption. It's important to note that these influences don't operate in isolation. They intersect and interact in complex ways, creating a unique tapestry of factors that contribute to our moral choices. A comprehensive understanding of sin requires us to acknowledge this intricate interplay and avoid simplistic explanations. By recognizing the multifaceted nature of sin, we can begin to address the root causes of harmful behavior and create a more just and compassionate world. Section 7. A moment of reflection, understanding our capacity for sin. As we've explored the complexities of sin, from its definition and significance to the various factors that contribute to its manifestation, it's clear that this is a topic that has captivated theologians, philosophers, and psychologists for centuries. And while we may never fully unravel the mysteries of the human heart and our capacity for both good and evil, grappling with these questions is essential for individual growth and societal progress. By understanding the psychological underpinnings of sin, the societal pressures that can lead us astray, and the moral and spiritual frameworks that guide our choices, we can cultivate greater self-awareness and make more conscious decisions. We can strive to create a world where understanding, compassion, and forgiveness pave the way for a more ethical and fulfilling human experience. The journey towards a more virtuous life begins